The following stream contains mature content and subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised.
I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, and I fear no evil because I'm blind to it all. In my mind, and my gun that comfort me, because I know I'll kill my enemies when they come. Surely goodness and mercy will follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell on this earth forevermore. Said I walk beside the still waters and they restore my soul, but I can't walk on the path of the right because I'm wrong. Well, I came upon a man at the top of a hill, called himself the savior of the human race. Said he come to save the world from destruction and pain, but I said, how can you save the world from itself? 'Cause I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, and I feel no evil because I'm blind. Oh, and I walk beside the still waters and they restore my soul. But I know when I die, my soul is damned.
And good evening, everyone. Welcome to McStabber Studios' Old Gods of Appalachia, The Blood Debt, Episode 3. I am the voice of the mountains, Shanky McStabber.
And I am Mama McStabber, and I'm playing Lovey McBride. That uppity bitch that loves to poison people. I'm sorry, that uppity sage that crafts powerful objects.
Why, hello there. I'm playing Gertrude Gertie Swanson, who is a superstitious handywoman who manifests the mountain.
Hello, I am Sailor Lonnie, and I will be playing Julia St. Clair, a mystical sage who becomes the beast.
I'm Urian, and I'm playing Wade Gilpin, a lucky explorer librarian who walks these woods.
Oh, hold the bend.
Hi, I'm Ford. I'm playing Marshall Ryan McKay, and I'm having a bad day at the office.
Hi, everybody. I'm the Red Nose Archon, and I'll be playing Joseph Matthew Green, preacher, who is an industrious speaker who serves the green.
And when we were last here in the mountains, this group here in South Gap, well, they'd gone through another cycle of life and death. And in between dying and living, they managed to get a little bit more info about cedarwood fire. Got a Latin quote of all damn things. Lovey went and confronted the wits to find out maybe what's going on. But there's some suspicions about this whole situation, mainly because the town records disappeared. At about the same time, there was the fire. No one seems to quite know what the cedarwood fire is. But as we left off, they just killed each other all again. Woke up alive once more. But this time, everything's a little bit more aged. But around the tree, you saw the bare stones of a foundation. The roots of these mountains run as deep as the people that live there. For generations, families have worked the land, mined the earth, soaked the land in their blood, sweat, and tears. All the while, ancient things deep in the darkest caverns below, their restless dreams call out for the very souls of those above them. Walk carefully around these hollers, lest you wake the sleeping beasts. Watch out for the weeping tree. And as you're all standing there looking at this foundation, a scream comes from the direction of the Wit House. It's not Miss Wit. It's not her husband Robert either, because both of those, well, they're right there, waking up with the rest of you in the center of the town. But with your attention turned that way, you see the 5 kids of the Wit family. All 5 of them coming down from the house towards the center of town, the tree. And these 5 kids, they don't look like they used to. All of them have blank-eyed looks. Their jaws are slack. Face just a mask of blank. Unlike the rest of you, their hands are still covered in blood. And they are moving steadily towards the center of town where the rest of the townsfolk are standing, including yourselves. What are you doing?
Is it clear that they have like an aggressive-ish demeanor right now?
They don't have any demeanor, but they're moving with a bit of haste, covered in blood. No demeanor at all. Their face is so slack you can't see any expression of anything. Marshall, I think you've seen one of these before in the company of, well, somebody a lot of people haven't met but have heard in legend. Good old witch queen, Daughter Dooley, has had 6 of these that followed her around, though they weren't of that age. Didn't matter, did it?
So Gertie is actually gonna start handing out weapons because she's accumulated a few. And so Marshall probably already has one. So she's gonna hand probably the axe to Wade, the hatchet to the preacher, and then the machete to Julia.
You want me
They're
to
all
cut
medium
down
weapons.
some? You want me to cut down some trees, Gertie? Like, I'm trying to get people away. And everybody, come back, step away from those witch children. Come here. I'm gonna try to gather a crowd.
Something's not right with them, preacher.
I see that.
They're getting closer.
I have no idea. Marshall cocks his rifle and looks at the situation. Oh boy. It's come to this now, has it?
Do you know what this is?
Yep. They're dead, and something's controlling them.
Now, this is some damn bull hockey. And Lovey
Yes, it
turns
is.
around. Turns around and starts to walk the fuck away.
You realize as everyone's standing there, Lovey's turned around. They're going for Jace Harrison and Charlie Joe. All 5 of the kids. Now, I say kids. Remember, they're aged 30 to 10. Every 5 years apart. But they're all heading towards the Harrisons right now.
Mr. and Mrs. Harrison, come with me, please.
What's going on?
Don't ask questions unless you wish to die all over again. Come with me, please.
And they get up. They're kind of out of it, the shock of this whole situation still. And they start to move with you. And as they move, the kids' trajectory alters. They're beelining straight for. Both of them, the Harrisons.
I'm going to move them behind the line of people that can fight.
You hear no words uttered from their mouth, no sounds coming from them, just the sounds of their feet moving across the earth. We need to do an initiative roll. Now, we're not going to do the individual. Everyone can roll initiative. We just need to determine who's got the highest. I'm going to be using the group initiative rules for this. Makes it a little better.
I'm trained at initiative.
You're going to need to beat difficulty 4. So everybody roll a 20-sided die. As long as somebody gets over a 12, you all get to choose first.
I got a 16.
There you go. There you go. I will let the group go first. We will go right around the table. It's a lot easier to do that with 6 players here, and then you got 5 combatants. It's a lot easier just to do it that way. You all get to go first. So we're going to start with Lovey. Lovey, what are you doing?
I'm trying to figure out if I can utilize hedge magic in any way for this, like to create something that appears to block view of these 2 people that are about to be murdered brutally by these 5 dead children.
That's under your sage abilities?
Mm-hmm.
Let me see.
And it basically performs small tricks. It can't cause harm to anybody.
And you can try it, but the difficult part is it might be difficult to trick them.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about.
Color basic appearance of a small object, cause small objects to float, clean an area, mend a broken object. I don't think any of that's going to really help.
Yeah. All right.
You want me to come back to you? I'll come back to you.
me because I don't think I have shit to do.
Okay, Gertrude.
Yeah, so Gertie is actually going to take her sachet of Love's Embrace and is going to she probably would have done this as she was handing out weapons, quickly poke her finger to get some blood, and put a drop of her blood on the sachet and whisper the name of her brother, Hut, to protect her from harm.
So you're invoking your sachet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You've enabled your Love's Embrace sachet. It'll last for, because of the level of it, you get an hour and 20 minutes of extra armor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I know what I'm doing.
Okay.
While they're preparing to fight, I'm going to be crafting a debilitating poison so they can coat their weapons.
Okay. That's going to take you a turn or 2, but you can work on that.
Yep.
Okay.
And I will spend, cost 3 intellect points.
To do it? Yep.
Yep, I'll use 2 effort.
Okay.
So it only costs me 1 intellect point.
Well, no, it costs you got 2 edge. It costs you 1.
Okay.
If you want to use effort to it, let's see. You can increase the level of the poison. Increase the poison level by 1 by using effort.
Okay, so I'll do that. So it'll cost me 1.
Yep, that's to activate the power.
That's to activate the power.
Mhm.
And then I will use an effort
Okay,
to
so that's
increase the potency.
that increase. If you use 1 level of effort, that's only going to cost you 1 point from because your edge takes off it. So for 1 point, you make it a level 3 poison.
3 poison.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yep. Okay. You don't have to roll to do that. That's what you're doing right now. Julia, what are you doing?
I'm going to use some experience, an experience point, and activate nearby presence.
Oh, so you're going to use your intrusion. Okay. Let me look and see what we get here, right? There's our magical entity close at hand, close to you, offering to lend a hand. Okay. The last fading a bit of green that's left in the tree. The branches are going to lash out to try to protect you. It's all that's left in the tree, the last bit of green it has in it. But you've invoked its power. Wade, what are you doing?
Well, I rolled a 1 on that initiative roll.
But you still get to go, so you're lucky.
I'm going to put on my S-Affinity bag.
Okay.
That gives me a little better armor. And
Go and use that to protect yourself.
Mhm.
Okay. So let me make sure I know what it does, so I'm aware, because I don't want to.
You just putting on a sack of potatoes and hoping it does something for you?
it cost me $350. Yes.
$350?
Yeah.
In this economy?
Your acidity bag, for the next day, you get +1 armor, and any creature, all foes that are in immediate range of you will start taking 1 damage per round, as long as they stay close to you. That's going to impact them right off this round. I'm going to put a damage on each of them right now. Because immediate range is, they're general in this game. Immediate means close enough to be attacked. Good enough. Marshall, what are you doing?
Start shooting.
Start shooting. Okay.
Yep. There's no way we can save these people. So these kids. So gotta take them out before they take us out.
Okay. You're going to give me a roll. What are you shooting?
Yeah, it'd be speed, I believe.
Speed roll for shooting. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to spend 2 on that out of my pool.
Okay. And you're
14.
using what weapon?
My Winchester.
Winchester. That's a medium, I believe.
It's heavy.
Heavy. So it does 6 damage base.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Go ahead and tell me what you get.
I got a 14.
And you had 2 levels of effort on it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you bring that Winchester out. Any particular one you're shooting at? You got 5 of them.
Closest one.
Closest one? That would be the 30-year-old. He was in the lead.
Okay.
That Winchester, I mean, it barks. You all hear the loud report as it fires. And it hits, staggering this creature back.
Okay.
Bullet punches right in it. Doesn't make a cry of noise. It doesn't make a sound of pain. Doesn't even acknowledge it's been shot other than the force of the blast that close, causing it to stagger as a big hole's opened in its chest as it continues to move forward. Creature green.
Oof. That kind of wakes me up a little bit. The youngest one you said is 10?
Yep.
Well, that ain't right for a boy that age. I'm gonna reach down into my satchel and pull out my sigil and thread, and make my way up to him, uttering a little bit under my breath, just, "This ain't your fate, and I apologize, and I hope that this saves you from this, my friend." And then I'm gonna touch my sigil and thread to him, and if he's level 4 or lower, he turns to ash.
And as you get close, touch your... actually, give me a speed check to make sure you can get your... Well, no, he doesn't try to defend against it. He doesn't care if you're touching him. So I'm going to roll. You can touch him without making a roll.
Okay.
And as this sigil and thread touches it, you see this young kid that was more monster now than anything else, wasn't a kid anymore, turned to ash. collapsed to the ground, just a pile of ash, nothing left.
I dust my hands of the rusted needle that it has now become, and the dust of the thread itself. And I hope you're in a better place, my friend. I hope you're in a better place.
Now, I'm going to make these next. They're good. Now their turn to go. On their turn, I'm grouping them up, and each one is a group of 2, which means it increases their difficulty for you to defend against them, but it makes it quicker to roll. Gertrude and Marshall, both of you make a defense roll. This is a might defense roll.
$13.
That's a 12.
13 and 12. You both. It's not enough. Both of you get hit by these. They're not really coordinated. You can defend against one of the 2 because it was enough to block one of them if they were fighting alone. Other one gets his hands on you. Gertrude, how much armor do you have?
I have 4 armor.
4 armor? You'll take 1 point of damage. So take 1 out of your might pool. Marshall, what do you got for armor? Anything?
I'm not wearing any armor.
Marshall, you lose 5 out of your might pool as they get hold of you. And now, getting that close, I'm going to use my own intrusion on you, Marshall.
Okay.
The blank-eyed man, that emotionless response of you shooting him and then him immediately just hitting you anyway, it's going to hinder you by 2 steps for the next 2 rounds, unless you're going to buy off the intrusion.
How can I buy off the intrusion?
Well, right now you'll get 1 XP for you, 1 to give away, but if you give up an XP, my intrusion gets canceled.
Okay. Sure, I'll go ahead and give that up when time comes.
Okay, so you'll cancel my intrusion. So spend 1 XP in my intrusion. You harden yourself against their blank-eyed stare. It doesn't faze you. You've seen worse, I guess.
I've seen these before, but not have them attack me.
So now, I guess we go back to Lovey. You're doing your poison 1 more round. You'll have poison next round.
All right. If anybody's looking at her, they see her. She's got some oil in a dram bottle, and she has added some things to it, but she's taken little, like small parchment envelopes of herbs and shit and putting it in this dram vial very gently. And then she's now stopping it with a cork stopper and shaking the shit out of it.
Okay. Gertrude, what are you doing?
All right. So she is going to I was looking for an ability just to make sure. She is going to take both her hands and kind of just box the one that's closest to her, like box the ears of the one that's closest to her. Yeah.
I'm using another intrusion right here. You're going to automatically hit, but they're going to hit you twice in return. They don't care about getting injured. Doesn't faze them. If you want that intrusion, you get 1 XP, and you can give 1 XP to any player at this table.
How about I use my throw salt ability and turn it into I can spend an XP to turn it positive.
Now that's interesting.
And how about the intrusion is when they go to take the hit on me, I'm able to get a second attack. How about that? Let's go with that one.
Okay, but it doesn't make your attack automatically hit now. But I'll let you get 2 attacks.
Can I use my enable others to assist Gertie?
Yeah, if you want. What do you got to enable her with?
I'm not sure exactly what the mechanics are for this particular skill.
Okay, what is it?
It says it doesn't require you use your action to help other characters. It requires no action on your part.
What's the name of the skill, though?
Enable others.
Oh,
It's
so you're
on
just
page 45.
yeah, you're just gonna help her out, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I mean that works. Let me see. I got it pulled up right here. Let's see. What's it called? Just enable others. Yep. You can use the helping rules to provide a benefit to another player attempting a physical task. Doesn't have to use your action to do it either. Yep. So you're going to give her a free level of effort.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you going with that, Gertrude? Or going with that, Gertie?
Yeah.
Okay. So give me 2 attack rolls. You got 1 level of effort on both rolls. Are you
Does
attacking the
effort apply
same
to both
person or 2
attacks?
different?
Same person probably. If I spend effort, does it also apply for both?
No, you have to spend effort on each one.
Okay. I will.
So right now the difficulty's down by 1. Because Wade's helping out. I assume what Wade's doing is Wade's trying to use his body to kind of push them into your field of fire a little better.
Yeah. So we're stacking abilities here, so I'm trying to understand the interactions. So then if I do crushing, so if I spend enough XP to do a level of effort on both.
That's not XP. You're just spending your pools, but yes.
Sorry, pool. If I spend enough pool to get a level of effort on both, do I have to spend enough pool for crushing blow twice or just once?
Well, the crushing blow, because it costs you 2, you don't pay anything for it because you have 2 edge. So your crushing blow pretty much happens with every attack whenever you choose to use both hands on an attack.
Oh, right, because it's 2 edge per attack. Mm-hmm. We had this clear. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So get ready to unleash some pain on one of these things.
So then I'm going to do a level of effort on both.
Okay, so that's 1 from your pool for the first one because you got 2 edge, 1 from your pool for the second. So it just costs you 2 out of your pool total for both attacks. Okay. Now you have 2 levels of effort on the attack.
Yep. Okay, so the first roll.
You said you're attacking the same person twice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's a 5.
That's enough for a difficulty. You rolled a 5?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's difficulty 1 modified up to 3.
So I'm also trained in medium bashing. Oh, my hits count as medium, by the way.
Yeah, you're trained in it. So that was your 2 levels of effort from Wade, and then your other one that counts as the max on those, and then you put a level in, so it takes it 3, which drops the difficulty down to there. You hit.
Cool.
And when you hit, your cat counts as a medium bashing. Plus you get your crushing blow, which adds 3 damage to it. Plus you said you had another ability that adds to your damage.
Yeah. Plus I have weapon wielder. Plus 1 damage of 1 type of attack.
Yep.
I choose medium weapons. Yeah.
You do 8 damage to the 25-year-old. I mean, that was just your first hit.
Yeah.
And she clobbers him good with both hands. He's still standing there. Doesn't even react to the hit.
And she's going to do it again.
Okay.
And that one's a 7.
That's enough to hit as well.
Yeah. And same thing.
And you come back and you hear his neck snap from the return blow or your second hit as the body collapses to the ground.
So I ended up spending
2 total from your pool. That's
even though I don't spend 2 more for so if we spent the level of effort for the 2 edge for the first level of effort for 1 on each of those, and then if I've already spent the edge for the level of effort.
Yeah, cost you 2 whole pool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
As you get up in tiers, you start to really get to throw effort around a lot more.
Awesome. Cool.
Mm-hmm. Julia, your turn.
there anything sharp near me?
What weapon did Gertrude give you? Was it a
The
hammer?
machete.
I have a machete.
Oh, a machete?
But I was wondering if there is anything sharp that I can use my push ability to push it towards one of the to impel them.
You can push one of the tree branches. The tree is helping you. Remember that.
Okay, so I will use 2 from my pool of my intelligence and use push.
Okay, so go ahead and roll an intelligence roll. And the green, it's responding to your magic. It's anticipating what you're doing. That's why you called on that ability. What'd you get?
I got a 5.
A 5? But you had 2 levels of effort?
Yeah.
That's not enough. This tree limb shoots out using your push, working with it. But it was off a bit. It ends up catching the clothes of the 20-year-old, and it just kind of snags in the clothes a bit. Didn't seem to connect. Wade, you still have an action even though you enabled Gertrude. What are you doing?
Okay.
Now, so you're reminded, there's only 3 active right now. One of them's on the ground, broken neck, one turned to ash. You got the 15-year-old, the 20-year-old, and the 30-year-old. And the 30-year-old got hit pretty damn hard by a Winchester.
Who's closest?
I'll put the 15-year-old closest to you.
Okay. And Lovey hasn't had a chance to apply the poison yet. So
that's going to be next round.
Yep.
I'll start off next round poisoning something.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll take a swing.
Okay. So go ahead and give me a might attack. Let's see, you've got a hatchet.
I have an axe.
You have an axe. I'm going to rule that a medium weapon. You're skilled in medium weapons?
I am not.
You're not trained in medium weapons?
No.
Okay, so that means it's already going to have 1 level of effort against you.
Okay.
You going to put some effort into it?
Yes, I will.
Okay. What are you going to put into it? Let's see if your edge is, let's see what your edge is. Let me pull up. I got your sheet here. Come on, scroll up. So many things here. Your might edge is 1. So your first level of effort would be 2 of your pool. If you want to put another level in, it would be 2 more. So you could put 2 levels of effort into it.
Okay. I'll do
for
that.
a total of 4 points out of your pool.
Right. I will do that.
Okay. So go ahead and give me a roll. You got 2 levels of effort to counteracted the fact you weren't trained in the weapon.
Okay. And the roll is a
might D20. See what you get. 5s are coming up a lot tonight for some reason.
Why isn't it rolling? Yeah.
Because it doesn't like you.
Oh, because I'm on the wrong damn page. Sorry.
That does it too. You see what you
got a 16 on that.
16 is enough. This axe comes in. That's going to be 4 damage. You bury this axe right in this kid's, right up in his shoulder up in here. I'm going to put another intrusion in on you for that.
Okay.
It did 4 damage. Intrusion is you just got the axe stuck in the bone. You can't pull it back out easy. Now, if you don't want to take that intrusion, you can give me an XP, or you can take it. You'll get an XP, and you can give somebody at the table an XP.
I'll take it.
Okay. So you get 1 XP. Who's getting the free XP from you?
I'm going to give that to Gertie.
Gertie, you gain an XP.
Wow, thank you.
Combat's where I can really have fun with intrusions. So now you've lost your axe for now. If you want, you can try to pull it back out of them. It'll take you a whole wasted turn. It's up to you. You can think about that. Marshall, you'll go.
All right. I got the 30-year-old in front of me.
Yep.
I'm back. 1 swift move backing up and point blank to the head, make sure my field of fire is clear and letting go.
Okay. You can give me a speed roll for that. You going to put any effort to it?
Yes, I'll go ahead and put 2 on that.
Okay. Let's see what you get.
Got a 7.
7, 2 levels of effort, and it's a speed attack. That works. You managed to get him. Barely,
All right.
but you get him. And this Winchester goes off again, blows a chunk of the 30-year-old's head open, just gone. And it collapses to the ground. You've only got 2 on their feet now.
Okay. I'm going to use my ability of successive attack
Okay.
and go for the next one that I have a clear shot on.
That's going to be the 20-year-old. Go ahead. Give me
All
another
right.
speed roll. You going to put some more effort on that?
Yes, I'm going to put 2 more.
Okay. This is where the
And
protector shines, so everybody knows.
And that's 8.
An 8, that does it too.
Okay.
This time, the 20-year-old, hear the Winchester go off. Puts a hole in him too. The marshal there with his Winchester, he is putting holes in all the creatures. You only got 2 up right now, and both of them look pretty heavily damaged. They've got holes in their bodies. They're not really bleeding much, but they got holes in them. Preacher Green, it's your turn.
I'm going to try to sidle my way over to that uppity old lady over there.
She is not old. Oh my God.
That's
She's
what you
like
took away?
26.
That's what you took away from that sentence. I'm gonna saddle over to that uppity old lady, and I'm just gonna point at one of the guys, at one of the kids. Gertie, punch that one in the face right there, and I'm gonna use Inspire Action. If one ally can see and easily understand you, you can instruct them to take an action. If they take that exact action, they can do so as an additional action immediately, and it doesn't interfere with their normal actions on their turn.
Okay, Gertrude, I guess you're going to be hitting another guy. Which one you hitting? The one that just got shot or the one that Wade stuck his axe in?
One that Preacher Green told me to.
Which one did you tell her to shoot?
The one with the axe in it.
Okay, or to beat on. Go ahead, Gertrude, give me a roll. You want to put some effort on that?
I rolled beforehand. Yeah, I'll go ahead and do it, even though I saw the results of the roll. Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
I'll probably just put 1 in this time.
Okay, so that would cost you 1 from your pool. That's it.
Wait, what's Wade's ability? Does Wade's ability last more than
No, just that one action.
that one action?
Mhm.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, so I rolled an 18.
That's actually, let's see, that's a 2 points extra damage. So that makes your damage all the way up to 10. You proceed to take both hands down onto that axe that is buried in his clavicle and send that axe even deeper into the body, deep into the body. As the 15-year-old drops to the ground with his axe stuck in him. The axe comes loose, of course, after you hit him that hard. All we got left is that 20-year-old right by the marshal, but the marshal had stepped back. So I'm going to have him attack. Let's see. He can't get to good old Lovey because Lovey's in the back. She's not dumb enough to stand up front. Oh, it looks like Gertrude's getting attacked. Gertrude, give me a defense roll against might.
That is a 16. Plus, I have the +1 from the sachet.
Okay. Now that's enough for you to. I mean, he tries to hit you, but it's slow, kind of clumsy. Gertie's on a roll right now. She just, after hitting that axe through that body, she just kind of rolls past the attempted attack. Lovey, as you're standing there finishing your poison, you notice the wounds. The 30-year-old's neck straightening up. 25-year-old's got bullet wounds. They're closing. The axe is slowly being pushed out of the wounds of the 15-year-old. What are you doing?
She looks over at this damn preacher man that came back to her. She looks at Wade and says, I really thought he was lucky. And then she's like, looks at the hatchet he's got and it's like, are you going to use that thing or are you going to stand back here with me?
I like the feel of it in my hands. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not terribly good at this. If it's a tree, I got a good beat on it. It's
You
not
know
going
what?
anywhere.
Just stay back here with them. And she takes her damn poison that she's shaking the shit out of, and she walks up to Wade and says, "You gonna pick up that axe?"
Yes, ma'am.
All right, then hold it still. And she takes the topper off her damn bottle, and as he holds up the axe, she actually runs her thumb along the edge of the axe to coat it in her blood. Just a trickle. And then she pours this poison over the edge and says, "Now don't let none of that get on you." And she says, "You just hit the biggest one with this. It don't matter if you actually hurt him or not."
Now, because you're waiting for her to do that this round, I'm going to roll. It gives you a level of effort against you in your attack this turn, but you'll still get to have an action. I'm just going to put a hindrance on you of 1 level. That's all.
Okay.
But you swing just as hard as you can. Just hit him with it.
All right. Thank you.
And she steps on back with the preacher. And
Gertrude, you got 1 still standing there.
I keep doing the same thing.
Okay.
With the 2 levels of effort.
Yep, you're getting
If it
an
ain't
attack
broke,
on
don't
it.
fix it, Gertie. Just punch him in the face.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. Alrighty. That was a 4.
Nope. This time you don't
Dang.
get it. You try to hit it. I mean, you
Hold
hit
on.
him, but it
Hold
doesn't
on,
seem to affect
I'll
him
use
at
an
all.
XP. I'll use an XP to have her reroll that. Fuck that.
Okay.
You punch that motherfucker in the face.
Go ahead and re-roll, Gertrude. Preacher used one of his XP to give you a re-roll.
That one's a 5.
That's still going to miss.
Yeah, you costing me too much. You costing me too much. Thanks, Obama.
For 2 levels of effort still?
Yep.
What changed? Is it just something
Can't
else?
tell you.
Okay, something just changed. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. I didn't know if I lost something.
Nope, you
Okay.
didn't lose anything.
Okay.
It's Julia's turn, though.
Oh, I can't spend another XP. It can only happen once.
You can only re-roll once.
Got it.
Julia, what are you doing? You going to try the push again?
I'm gonna try to use the machete. Might as well.
Go ahead. Machete, are you trained in medium weapons?
No.
So I'm going to hinder you by 1 automatically. You going to put some effort on that? It's a might attack.
Yeah.
Okay. So go ahead and give me a roll. Well, how much effort you put in now?
1.
1 level of effort? Okay. So you can give me a might attack on that. Let's see. 1 level of effort means that's going to cost you out of your pool 2, out of your might pool to do it.
I got an 11.
An 11? You had a level of effort on it? Oh, so close. So close. You needed a 12 to hit him. So close. Wade, you're hindered by 1, but you can make an attack.
I'm going to make an attack.
Go ahead. Now, remember, you also are not trained in the axe, so you're up to 2 hindrance right now. So 2 levels of effort against you already. Are you going to put 2 against or 2 for you to even it back out?
I will. That's another 4 points, right?
Yep. Another 4 points.
Okay.
And so you know, since this is everyone's first time doing this, after the combat's over, you can spend 1 literal action, which is pretty much instant, to do a recovery roll to recover some of your points if you want. So don't be afraid to spend the points. What do you get, Wade?
Oh, no. A 3.
No, Wade swings this axe covered in poison. Now, the poison doesn't go away. It's not like it leaves. It's not like, poof, there's no poison left. But he doesn't connect with his attack this time. But he's still got a poisoned axe ready to use.
Yeah, I'll spend the XP that Wade gave me to be like, that like inspiration, like, Wade, I've shown you this before. Follow through.
Go ahead and re-roll then, Wade.
All right.
See, XP in this game, it's so the viewers are aware, is meant to be spent, not hoarded.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
You get XP when I intrude, and you're meant to spend it.
Okay, that's a little better. 15.
15, that is enough. So you managed to hit him with the axe. That's a medium weapon. That's a 14 or 4 damage. but it's got poison on it too. Debilitating poison, no less.
Yep, he is literally unable to do shit for 10 minutes.
Now, here's the problem. These are not really alive, but...
And specify alive.
But when your axe hits him, it's like somebody cut the strings on him. It just collapses to the ground and doesn't move. That's the 20-year-old.
I thought it was the 30-year-old he's going after.
No, the only one left was the 20-year-old.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the last one up. And you notice its wounds aren't healing. But the other three are. Their wounds are all closing right in front of you.
Is that poison all gone in the axe?
No, it's still stuff on it. A little bit.
Are we still in combat?
I mean, they're healing. You got time to do whatever you all want.
I'm going to make another batch of poison.
And I'm going to take a hack at one of the other ones that's closest to me.
Okay. There's time for you to make the poison before they fully get back up.
Good.
Because the thing about blank-eyed men, so you're aware, when you kill them normally, they don't stay dead. They heal and get right back up. Over and over. Almost like what's happening in this town, isn't it? But everywhere, you do the same thing when you make your poison?
Yeah, I'm going to make it debilitating.
Yeah?
Because obviously that fucking worked.
But are you using blood with it?
Yes.
When you put the poison on each one, they stop healing. Is it the poison?
Or is it my blood?
Or is it your blood? That's correct.
I figured it wouldn't hurt to boost it. I will take a point of harm off my might pool for that.
And when you do that, so you're aware, Adeline Witt immediately comes screaming towards you about you killed her kids. Robert's trying to restrain her, but it's not working too well. He's trying to explain to her that wasn't the kids anymore.
They were already dead.
As this woman's coming up and yelling this, Gertie's gonna try and get the axe from Wade, like hold her hand out, and she's gonna cut off the heads just to make sure they stay dead.
Okay.
Julia.
You can have my hatchet back too.
You feel the last of the green that was protecting you to make sure you didn't get attacked at all in this fight. The limbs were helping you guard. You feel it fade away, and as you watch, the cedar tree turns black and is dead. She don't get close enough to you, Gertie. Gertie, you're kind of imposing after what just happened, and Robert restraining her. He's trying to explain it. Now, sweetie, that these weren't our kids anymore. I don't know what they were, but it was something.
I'm going to walk up and say, ma'am, husband's right. Kids were taken out by whatever's been causing all this. And they're just no longer your kids. These are things out to kill us all. We're taking care of them so they don't do that.
She don't want to listen to you. Robert looks at you. He nods his head. And he grabs his wife in a bear hug from behind, just wraps his arms and picks her up and just starts carrying her away from the rest of you all.
I go back and help Gertie make sure that their heads are disconnected from their bodies.
Yep.
Dead, stay dead.
Exactly.
Burn them.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Gertie's probably gonna want to burn them too.
I'm gonna go inspect the cedar tree.
I'll go
I
too.
noticed I'm going to look at the cedar tree myself. It's like
It's dead.
This
Turned black. Blood is oozing from it. More blood than it was there before, but blood is oozing from it.
like it was burned.
No, now it's just dead.
Mm.
But it looks like all that sap that looked like blood is no longer contained in it.
never
Yeah,
seen a
that's
tree like
interesting.
this, Marshall.
look back at the kids, look at the tree. So, this all ain't right. This all ain't right.
You ever see anything like this in your travels?
Can't say that I have.
Neither
This
have
is the
I.
first. No better. I'd say the tree might be dead.
Preacher, as he says that, you realize you don't sense the green now. It was far away before, but now you don't sense the green at all.
I'm gonna stick my hands in the soil.
Come back bloody. It's even more soaked with blood as before. Ground is soft now, soft with the blood of death.
It's like a swamp of blood underneath his tree.
Yeah.
This ain't right.
Lovey just shakes her head and walks back to the inn.
As you're heading back to the inn, you notice as you're walking past the foundation, because you got to walk over the foundation, actually.
She'll kick it on the way.
The stones are blackened. They have been burnt. As you step past them.
Now, what is up with this foundation here? I don't remember seeing it.
Yeah, seeing Lovey walk away that way, it reminds Gertie of the foundation again, and she's probably gonna look like in it and like probably maybe even like walk through it to try and see if there's anything there.
It's a house foundation. Only the top of it can be seen, though. Stone foundation of a house. There was a building here. The stones are blackened. They have been burned. Looks like it's an old burn. It's been a while. But they were burned. You can even see the stones cracked from the heat in places.
Nothing else left behind though, just the stones.
Dirt, because you only see the top of the foundation. You might have to dig down if you want to find more.
Probably will do that.
I have a couple minutes. I would like to use my new eye for detail.
Okay.
Ooh.
So let's see. Let me look and make sure what you got going with that one. So what's that one let you do?
So you got to spend 2 intellect points. If you spend 5 minutes or so thoroughly exploring area no larger than the short distance, you can ask the GM one question about the area, and the Shanky has to be truthful about it.
Okay. So while Gertrude's going to locate shovels, I assume from the general store since it's right over nearby.
So I also do have a bag of heavy tools.
I don't think a giant shovel's in there. You might have a little spade.
I didn't know if a spade would be big enough for not to do this, but she can go get a shovel.
You can go get
That's
a shovel.
fine.
While Wade's wandering around. Wade, what's your question?
Question is, what kind of foundation, what kind of building, I mean, besides a house, is there anything special about the shape of the foundation or what it might be?
I will tell you, the shape isn't notable, but the way it's been built, the roughness of its construction. Foundation looks about 50 years old. Only the oldest buildings in this town have foundations built that same way.
Okay. All right. Look into this foundation. It matches the ones that are in like the oldest buildings here in town. About, I'd say, maybe 50 years or so ago. I mean, even though it just seems to have appeared to us that this was the construction techniques they used 50 years ago.
Is this foundation encompassing the tree? Like, is the tree inside
Tree grew right in the middle of it.
Ain't no house ever been built with the tree in the middle of it, though, Wade. You see how that kind of sticks out.
Yeah.
I will remind the players from the picture you saw. The oldest picture showed the tree as just a sapling. But there was no foundation here in that oldest picture that was in the courthouse. Tree came after the house.
It was likely planted as a memorial, Lovey hollers over her shoulder as she walks towards the inn.
This could have been a house that was destroyed in the fire. Possibly.
Question
Whose
is,
house?
whose house is this?
Right.
You already had a shovel on her. It's in my equipment.
Okay. Then you grab it for you. You had it strapped to your back somewhere. I guess the heat of the moment, you forgot you had a shovel. You went looking for one and wait a minute. There's one on my back.
Yeah.
So you're going to be digging out the foundation. We'll come back to you with what you find as you're digging around the foundation.
I look around at the gathered people of Serenity around.
No, she's not.
She was staying at the inn, wasn't she?
Yes, she was.
Glad I'm going there.
She's not anywhere to be seen. Most of the townsfolk, whereas last time they got up and kind of looked at each other and then kind of started wandering away, most of them are just sitting on the ground staring. The shock has hit a point where a number of them gone catatonic at this point. Twice in a row. I mean, they've died. Come back. Just saw kids that are not kids get horribly murdered. Now, while you all are investigating, let me flash over to Lovey. Lovey, as you're heading to the inn, you feel a pull. Now, it's not a force. You're not forced to do it. This is your choice. Something's pulling you towards the mist.
Oh, she'll go to it because she's got words.
And as you get close to the mist, once again, you step in this time. And the buck appears again, its feet wet with a viscous brown.
I'm not looking at his feet. I'm looking at his goddamn horns.
Horns made of amber that lightly glow. And it stares at you. And right here, everybody, we're going to go to break. We will be back in 9 minutes. Please enjoy the break. And then you'll get to see, well, what Lovey has to say to that thing whose name sounds like Horned Head, but is not. Welcome back, everybody. Before the break, well, when they woke up, it seems the Wit kids were turned into things that are not quite alive. I guess they didn't survive the murder night the same as the rest. But through the actions of this group and Lovey's quick thinking, you did manage to keep the Harrisons from getting outright murdered because they were the target. Gertrude had started to dig the foundation. The cedar tree at the center of town is dead. Julia invoked the power, and the green protected her. She wasn't even attacked in this fight, but it spent the last of its power. All the while, this foundation that is burned, a 50-year-old foundation that was hidden under the ground, that is now visible. But where we left off, Lovey was facing down the buck that's not a buck, with the amber horns and the blood-red eyes. Hello, Lovey. And it speaks, has a voice.
Hello, Black Judas.
You remember.
Of course I do. You can't keep a good woman down.
Such is the deal we made.
Look, if things don't change, history repeats itself. And she looks pointedly at his antlers. Who made the deal that they reneged on so I can just go on ahead and do what I do best and solve this damn problem nice and neat because your methods are messy?
There is no deal. That is not the debt.
Then what is the debt?
The debt is the deaths. The deaths that were unwarranted.
At whose hand or order?
That is for you to discover.
Okay.
That was not part of my deal. My deal is to facilitate this for another party. the debt comes paid. And he picks over the bones of what's left.
So does everybody have to die for this, or is it just someone particular?
There is one more day. And one day, this will end.
Great.
You will be free to move on.
Great, because it's getting real tiring dying and coming back every damn day.
You should always think about the deals you make. You owe me still.
I
You
serve
are
willingly.
mine.
I know this. I serve willingly. But I'm telling you, this is my damn inconvenient.
It's the way it has to be.
Fine. And she turns and walks away.
And you hear him snort. Always strong-willed. That's why you were picked.
You should know what you got. And she walked us out of the mist.
And you walk back into the inn.
Mm-hmm. Is the mayor's daughter here?
You find Serenity and
Ellie Jane?
Ellie Jane sitting there. They're at the table discussing the fact that they killed each other the night before.
Well, at least y'all aren't catatonic. Nice to know somebody's got a little bit of will in this town.
And Serenity looks at you. After dealing with that old man for so long, there's not much that keeps me fazed anymore.
I understand that more than you could ever realize. Serenity, I know you're not quite old enough to know, but maybe you might have heard stories. You know anything about a house that used to be where the tree was? 'Cause, sorry, the tree's now black and dead.
There's a house there?
There's foundations that look like they've been burned. Here's the soot on my boot where I kicked it, and she shows.
And now that Remy's gone, the only one who's been here that long in this town would be Mr. Harris or Mr. Witt.
Yes, well, his children were dead and still walking and tried to murder everybody, and well, not just myself.
Ellie Jane makes the sign of the cross at the table.
Oh, Ellie Jane, that ain't gonna help you here, dear. But I'm telling you, they was coming after, I'm sorry, what was the other family?
That's the Harrison family.
They were coming after the Harrisons. And some of us folks dispatched them swiftly. And of course, Mrs. Witt came down screaming her fool head off that we murdered her children like they weren't already dead and walking. And Mr. Witt basically snatched her up because she would not be consoled and took off with her.
I don't know what the hell's going on here. This makes no damn sense.
Somebody owes a damn debt. But I think it's going to end soon. I don't know what the hell it is. I don't know who the hell it is. But I'm going to tell you right now, somebody owes a damn debt.
I don't know what it would be.
Your daddy himself said it after he died.
I don't remember him saying much of anything. I was out of it at the time.
I wasn't. I've been through some things too, and nothing really phases me no more.
I want you to make a intellect roll, please.
All right.
You want to put some effort behind it? Go ahead. You got some persuasion, right?
No. Well, actually,
You're trained in persuasion.
I am trained in persuasion, but I'm also hindered in positive social interaction.
I wouldn't call this a positive social interaction.
Because she's kind of being sassy as
Yeah.
So
I'll give you one level of effort. Do you want to put any more into it? It's an intellect roll.
Sure. Is it edge or effort?
You can put level of effort into it. One level of effort, you got 2 edge. So your first level of effort would cost you 1 from your pool. If you want to put a second level, it'll cost you 2 more. So for 3 points, you can put 2 levels of effort into it to go with your skill 1, which will give you 3 levels of effort total to drop the difficulty.
Yes, I'll do 3 total.
Okay. So that'd take you 2 out of your intellect pool and give me an intellect roll.
That is a natural 20.
That is more than enough. I'm going to, don't worry about a major effect. I'm going to give a major effect for this. I wonder if I'll be back in a little bit, Lovey. I got to go check the house real quick. I think I might know where some information is.
All right, I'll make sure there's some coffee and breakfast here for y'all.
And she gets up, possessed almost, looks like she's had an epiphany talking to you, persuading her, you caused her mind to think about it. As she heads out of the inn, heading towards, where her and Remy stayed.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're going to flash back to the center of town. Gertrude, you're digging around. You're just digging around the base of the foundation?
Yeah.
You get down. The ground's easy. It's blood-soaked, so it's easy to dig. Churned up in a lot of ways, not hard-packed like it should be. You see a bit of, it's a whitish, it's white you're starting to see. As you dig a little further, there's a skull up against the foundation.
I guess Gertie's gonna try and uncover the rest of it, if there's anything else.
There is. There's a body there. Skeleton small, you'd put early teens, maybe? Blackened. It was white at the top, but not the rest of it.
She's gonna call over the rest of them and tell them that she's got a body. And then she's probably gonna sit down and rest, actually.
Okay. If you want to do a recovery roll, you can take your 1 action one, or you can do your 10-minute one as you're resting.
Oh, damn. Not a good work here, Gertie.
Thank you.
I'm gonna go up and investigate the body and see if I can.
I mean, its clothes are gone. They burnt up. Body's been there long enough. There won't be nothing left but the bones. 50 years is a long time to set in the earth, especially after a fire. But it's clear they died in whatever fire consumed this building.
Is there any connection with the tree, like with roots or with?
The roots go through the whole place. Gertie had to shovel through a couple of them. The whole foundation, the roots have been growing inside the foundation. The stone walls seem to have stopped the roots. The roots don't go past the wall, you're pretty sure, the way they're bending, where the walls are of the foundation. But the roots are trapped all inside here.
Okay.
Y'all gonna do any more digging?
While they're intently looking at the ground where the body is, I'm going to keep an eye around anything that's going on around us in the town.
Give me an intellect roll, please. Let's see. Wade is, you're an explorer. You're used to being out in the woods. That's always important for you. Let's see. I'm looking to see what you got. I don't know if you got any kind of thing that'll help you with seeing. So that was an 11. Your bobcat, though, has reappeared. I'll tell you that. It's pawing at the ground in the inside the foundation.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're watching the town, what'd you get?
11.
11? There was a bit of movement. Somebody was watching. You didn't get a glimpse of who it was. A bit of white is all you saw. Was watching the events that you all were doing around the foundation. But all you caught was a glimpse of white as they ducked around the building.
From which
over on the north side of town.
Okay.
Bobcat's digging up another part of the foundation now.
Okay. All right. What are you doing? What do you find?
It looks at you, looks at the ground, kind of makes a real low rumble. That growl that cats do. It's a rumble deep in their chest and starts digging harder.
Okay, well, I keep an eye out and see what they're doing. And I just mentioned to everybody else, I saw somebody was watching us here just a second ago. They they ran away up on the north side. Not sure what they were doing.
I'm going to head that direction and see if I can potentially catch them.
I'm gonna follow the marshal and then break off to go towards the mayor's office.
I
Okay.
guess Gertie's gonna keep digging.
Okay. Gertie's digging. Dog's digging. What's Julia doing?
Is there a place where I can be out of sight? Like sneak off to be out of sight? Because I want to change into a bird.
Okay.
So I can get a better view of the town to see if I notice anything else.
Okay. Well, it's actually pretty easy to get out of sight. Let's be fair. It's not hard at all. So you just have to walk where everyone is. Walk behind a building, and then you can shift, and you become the beast. You shift into a form. And Julia, it's a big bird. You don't get smaller. I mean, it's a big bird, but you're still a bird. And you're going to just loop around.
Yes, see if I notice anything.
Okay. Marshall and Preacher, where Preacher goes to follow, but you're heading off to the courthouse instead. Gertrude's digging. Wade's trying to figure out what his cat's doing. Marshall, you do find some footprints, kind of small footprints, shoes of some kind, on side of one of the buildings, beside one of the buildings, where somebody was standing in the soft dirt there. But they went over to the road, and there's no further tracks. They're small, though. I wouldn't put them as kid, but a woman most likely was watching.
Is there anybody in the town that I can think of that might fit?
It'd be hard to guess off that. I'm going to say, because I know what it is, I don't think you know who that was.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to talk to the Preacher and say, they seem to have lost us here. Why don't we go back and check that foundation and check on those bodies, make sure they're not coming up.
I didn't follow you all
No,
the
he
way.
went to the courthouse. Preacher's not with you.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
You
so-
turned to talk
so
to
you-
the Preacher, and he's gone.
Gone.
All right.
You thought he
And
was
I
following
realize
you.
the Preacher's not
You-
going.
You underestimate the sneakiness,
Yo.
sir.
I look around and go, where'd he go?
You see him in the distance, heading towards the courthouse.
I'm heading that direction.
Okay. As you said that Wade, your cat has dug up another bone.
Does it seem to have been attached to anything, or
It,
is it all
well,
just by itself?
it's only got to the part of the bone. I mean, you go let it
Okay.
keep digging. It might pull up
Yeah.
a lot more than that.
Okay, yep.
But it keeps looking at you and looking at the bone. It looks at you and it starts digging some more.
It's like keep on going.
The bone, this one's bigger. It's femur. It's bigger.
Hmm.
You don't
What-
think it was a kid. This is probably an adult.
Okay.
Still blackened and marked. Burned in a fire. Julia, you're flying around. You can see the bird, or you can see them digging up, see another set of bones. You see Serenity coming out of the inn and boarding house. Going over to, looks like she's heading towards her and the mayor's residence. Most of the town is in the center, but as you're flying around, the only ones seem to be walking around right now is the rest of your group, other than, of course, Lovey, you don't see at all. Now, as you get higher, you can't fly too much higher before you're in the mist. Are you going to try flying into the mist, Denny?
Yes, let's do it.
And as you fly up into the mist, you're flying higher and higher. Suddenly, it feels like everything's upside down briefly. And you're out of the mist, flying up into the mist again. You never saw a hint of the sun, never got out of the fog. It's just you were in the fog, and then it kind of felt like you were flying the wrong direction, though a bird knows what direction it's flying. And then you were out of the mist, heading up into the mist.
At that point, she is going to fly back towards the ground and change back.
Okay. And Preacher Green and Marshall, what are you two doing at the looking for at the courthouse?
I want to find any historical records of the town, like the from its incorporation. I want to find out like a history of the town, like the births, deaths, things like
See,
that.
there's the problem. Those are all records supposedly burned up. They're gone. There's no founding of the history. There's no birth records from more than 50 years ago.
So the only one that exists goes back 50 years.
Mm-hmm. From the fire. There's nothing from before the fire at all. Though you know damn well that foundation could not have been a courthouse or a records building.
Yeah, preacher. We tried to look for that stuff. Doesn't exist.
No,
Disappeared about the time of the fire and the tree
I get
coming.
it. I get it, but someone has to be sloppy. I'm going to look through all the names.
Or maybe there's something else that we could look into that we might have missed.
You're going to look through the names from the oldest record of what, births?
Mm-hmm. Births and deaths.
You're looking through the births and deaths.
Especially people that have died at that 50-year mark. When
you
they
realize
started
that
reading
the oldest part of the book, there's pages missing. Somebody took a lot of care cutting the pages out. They weren't ripped out, they were cut out.
This is what I was looking for, Marshall.
I see.
Someone went to a lot of trouble to keep this cloudy. Misty, one would say.
Yeah. It's like something happened with that building, house, whatever that is, and an incident. Now the question is, what is the incident and what are the consequences?
Marshall, if I was to go commit sin, would you arrest me?
How so?
If I were to, hypothetically speaking, if I were an underhanded person and I wanted to break into somebody's house to find pages that might be missing from a court document, would that be against the law in your eyes? If I'm restoring...
Typically, it would be against the law, but we are in unusual circumstances here. As long as I don't see any sort of wrongdoing, I have no reason to, shall we say, invoke the law.
I understand. I think I'm going to refresh myself and go to the bathroom, and I will see you back at the center.
I'll see you at the center of town.
I'm not going to do a damned wrong thing in the interim. I'll tell you
you're
that.
An upstanding preacher, man.
I try to be.
Anything else from you?
Thank you for noticing. And I'm going to go to the Whit House.
And I'm heading to the center of town.
Making a note here real quick about something else. There we go. So you're heading up to the Whit House. Marcia, you going with him?
Nope.
Don't want to see what's about to happen.
As you head back, teamwork.
As you head back to the foundation area, Gertie and the Bobcat have found, so far they've uncovered, looks like 4 bodies. Burned up.
Now this is interesting.
Judging by the skulls they found, it's 4. There could be more. There's a lot of foundation to dig. But it looked like they were all burned up along this one wall. You found them like they were trying to escape out that side of the house and burned.
It's like somebody took out whatever family was in this house.
I mean,
they
could have been killed here and then the place burned.
Yeah, just gonna ask. There's none of the bones are broken or any holes in the skulls or anything from. Okay.
This is a Mariah question that Gertie probably wouldn't recognize the meaning of this, but like, are they like laid out fully, or are they like curled up a little
They're
bit?
curled up the way the
Okay.
bodies are.
Okay.
Now, the oddest part, since you ask nice questions like that, the oddest part is, even with the soil slowly covering them in over the years, the bodies, they didn't move much. The bones are still together. They weren't spread out amount. They weren't apart. You would think with the movement of the earth, the trees growing through, the roots of the cedar tree coming through, it would have displaced the bones a little bit further apart from each other, but it didn't. So while you all are thinking of that, we're going to flash to Lovey again. While you're waiting.
She's made some eggs and ham, and she's got some biscuits that she's just putting on the plates because they've just come out the oven and cooled a little bit.
Serenity comes in the room with a tiny scrap of paper. Looks like it'd been burnt. Found this 30 years ago in the fireplace. Remy had burned it. I kept this one scrap. I didn't know what it meant.
Let me take a look at it.
Okay.
You just sit yourself down and have yourself some breakfast. There's some fresh coffee there. There's cream and sugar if you want it. There's biscuits and gravy with some eggs and meat there.
Okay. As you look at it, it's a ledger. It's a bit of a ledger. It says Justice Cedarwood died September 21st, 1860. 50 years to the date before the Harvest Festival.
That's all it says?
That's it. There used to be more. You think it was a ledger.
Does it say cause of death? Does it
No,
say any
but
other
you
names?
think it was a piece of the town records based on the piece of paper, the way it looks. It looks like it's the death record of the town.
Yeah. Are there any other names?
There was other names on it. You can't really make out. There was another Cedarwood.
Holds it up to the light to see if there's more Cedarwood.
It's just a fraction of the page. You're pretty sure though that the next line under it had a Cedarwood name with it, but you don't know what the first name was.
Spit on it, why don't you?
There's not enough of the paper to see the full name, but you're pretty sure based on what is left of the paper, there was more than one Cedarwood on this page that died that day.
Uncanny. Thank you so much, dear.
You think it has to do with the Cedarwood fire? I don't know who that lady was.
Considering there was a cedar tree planted, almost like a memorial. Yeah, I do. And she's going to get up, hang her apron back up in the kitchen, and say, Ellie Jane, I got to go meet some folks about this. There's plenty of extra food in there if anybody comes in.
You gonna be all right, Lovey?
Oh, I'm always fine. Y'all take care now. And I would say try not to kill each other, but I can't make promises to you.
Okay, that's not really funny there, Lovey. That's not funny at all right now.
Just try to keep your wits about you. It'll be over soon. And she walks out the door.
Okay, where are you going with this piece of paper?
I'm going to head back to the center where she last knew everybody was.
Okay. We'll get to you in a minute, Preacher Green. You come back. This foundation, they've dug a number of holes. They've dug actually a trench along the back wall of it.
Oh, great. She's going to peer in.
And you see that they've laid the bones as they pulled them out. I'm sure they're laying them to...
And I'm looking, basically, as they're pulling them out, they're laying them near where they were pulled out, I'm sure. So were they all clumped together, or were they like in the four corners? Were they at the cardinal directions?
Close to each other. If this is a house foundation, from what you know, they were probably in adjoining rooms.
Interesting. Who is still here? We've got Wade.
Everyone's here now because Julia came back after flying around.
Except for Preacher Green.
Except for Preacher Green. The marshal come wandering back and over and sees the bodies about time you're coming back, or the bone piles about time you're coming back.
She's waving this scrap of paper that's obviously burnt and a little bit fragile. She's waving it gently. She's not like shaking the shit out of it. But yeah, she's like, this was Justice Cedarwood's residence.
Am I familiar with Justice Cedarwood?
as far as you know, there's not been a Cedarwood family in this area. Last one's not even here. They were up in Newtown about 30 years ago, but they've all relocated, been gone. You didn't know there was any Cedarwoods down this far.
They died, and she spouts out the year.
That is 50 years from the Harvest Festival when this all started. Do you give them the date too? 50 years to the day from when the Harvest Festival event started.
I don't think they died. I think they were murdered,
Well, either way, they were no longer on this earth.
unfortunately.
And I believe all the family was registered, but this was in the fire. Nearly
Well, that's
destroyed. And the mayor had put it in his fireplace, and his daughter took it out before it completely burned.
Now
When I
that is
spoke with her
interesting.
this morning, when I returned to the inn this morning, I just seemed to inspire her to remember.
That 20. Goddamn.
Preacher and I stopped by the records office and had a look at things. We noticed that the oldest records in the oldest book that was there was missing some pages.
Oh, this would be one of them.
I would gather that, yes.
So at least we have an identity for these bones.
Yep.
It is it is Justice Cedarwood's house and his family. And looking at it, it appears they were in adjoining rooms.
What about the other pages, though? Like something
They
else
probably
had to
got
have
burned
happened.
in the mayor's fireplace.
No, I understand that.
Yeah.
But it sounds like someone else would have died, probably.
My question is, why would the mayor burn the pages to erase the
Exactly.
Cedarwood family? What did they do?
Or what
shall we
did the
say, who did
mayor,
what?
was the mayor covering up for either himself or someone else?
That's true. I'm thinking he may be covering up for something because he was one of the first to be taken out by whatever is
Exactly,
around
before
here.
he could have a moment of lucidity and rat out somebody.
Right. That's another interesting thing there is that it seems like whatever's here is going through an effort to take out people with clues. I'm thinking we best start talking to Harrisons.
Agreed. If y'all
They
want to
might know a
continue
thing or
digging
three.
for potential clues within the rubble,
You think we need to?
it's up to you. You may find something that didn't burn.
I guess Gertie shrugs and keeps digging.
Julia, you want to accompany the marshal and myself?
Of course, I would love to go.
Okay.
Yeah. Mr. Gilpin, are you going to come with us or going to help out Miss Gertie here?
Does Bobcat seem like it's finished?
Now that you've started to dig up the other bodies, it feels like it's done its part. It can smell, because animals have a way of smelling death even in the earth.
Yeah, but they may not smell any artifacts.
No, but they smelled the death.
All right, then I'll come with y'all.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. So we're going to flash over to Preacher Green. Preacher Green, you're coming up to the Witt house. Are you just going to walk up to the front, or?
Oh, yeah.
And
I belong here.
as you get to the front porch, the housekeeper, Minnie, and her, outfit immaculately clean. She apparently must have put on something new after the murder spree the night before.
Look at you, Minnie. Not a drop of sin on you.
At my age, you kind of, I gotta keep up appearances.
Yeah,
you here to see the master of the house?
Yeah, please.
I'll find him. We had to give Miss Witt some laudum to calm her down a bit. I don't think she's going to be in a talking mood for a little while.
Oh, that's a shame.
I'll go get him. Come on inside, preacher.
I appreciate you, Minnie. Thank you.
And she scurries off and comes back a few minutes later. Mr. Witt, he'll be down in a second.
No problem, Minnie.
Can I get you a drink?
No, please don't let me keep you from anything you need to do.
Well, I've got to finish cleaning up the house.
You need any help?
Oh, of course not.
Come on.
In this place, I mean, look at it. It looks like I haven't dusted in a year.
Need a good, strong draft to come through here.
Need something. He'll be down in a minute. And she scurries out of the room. Give me an intellect roll. I just want to get an intellect roll.
Oh my God. You want to give me an intellect?
I like not having to ever roll in this game, by the way.
Yeah.
It's great when you're running it because you don't have to roll shit. You just tell people roll.
Good times. You know what? I'm gonna put 3 levels of effort into it. So that's gonna be 5 points.
You were brave on that. Let's go with it.
Yeah. I got the points. That's my strength. And I'm glad I did it because I'm gonna use my XP.
Okay, you're gonna re-roll that. Now you're gonna roll lower.
Yeah, I rolled a 5 and I don't like it.
What is up with 5s rolling tonight?
Right? I rolled an 11 though the second time around. So
with 3 levels of effort.
Yeah.
She's hurrying out the room. She don't want to be in the same room with you. Call it your preacher instinct. Call it whatever the green's done to you over time. She don't want to be around you.
I'll take note of that.
Robert comes stepping into the room. Once again, even when he's been, riled up and been in shock, he still tries to be the impressive figure of the man of the family like he always is. What can I do for you, Preacher Green?
Mr. Witt, is there a place where we can sit down and chat?
We can go sit in the parlor if you want. Go to the parlor room.
Sure.
He takes you in there and he have a seat and he sits in a big high back chair.
Yeah, I don't sit down. You've been here your whole life, yeah, Robert?
Just about. Came here as a youngin'. I came here as a teenager.
Yeah. How long ago was that?
55 years, roughly.
55
Came here when I was 15.
Years. You don't look a day over 40. Anyone ever tell you that?
Yeah. My family's
Good
got
genes.
We're blessed with a long life. We're cursed to only have boys. Had boys. And you see him falter for a second and then he kind of shakes his head. But we're cursed with a long life. Or blessed with it, you might say.
Well, I think you're right the first way around, Robert. I think it is a curse. I also think that you're not a stranger to curses, if we can be frank with each other.
No, I'm not sure what you're meaning with that there, Preacher Green.
Robert, I don't think I've ever steered you wrong. I feel like I've tried to be a boon to the society here, and I come through here every year for the Harvest Festival, and every year I try to leave this place better than I found it. And this year, if I don't be damned, that it's pretty impossible to leave it better than I found it, Robert. And a lot of fingers are pointing in your direction.
I don't know why they do that. I've been nothing but supporting this community. I've done everything I can to lift this community up, make it a better place.
I know that you believe that, Robert, and I want to believe you. I really do. And I'm going to stand in front of him. But I really need you to be honest with me. And I need you to be honest. And when I say honest, I want to shake the bones.
Oh, okay. Give me an intellect roll.
Oh. All right.
To shake the bones takes an intellect. It's an intellect attack, really.
Yeah. It's free for me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I should put effort into it or not. But, oh, no, I got a 14. I'm okay. I'll be all right.
I mean, it doesn't hurt him, but he notices. I mean, it has a visible effect. He kind of shrinks back from you.
Yep.
I've been honest. I've done
What do you
nothing.
know? What do you know about the cedar? What do you know about the foundation, the blood in the soil, Robert? Tell me, and I'm going to use shake the bones again.
Okay. What'd you get this time?
Oh, shit, 19. What's up, boy?
That injures him. The sheer force of it, you can see it. The words cause him to lose his facade of control. Now, I don't know what you're damn talking about, but you're digging into the past where you need to stay out of it, preacher. This isn't your business.
No, it wasn't until I've been forced to kill and be killed every night, Robert. Now, you going to tell me the truth, or you going to make me slap it out of you? And I slapped the drink out of his hand.
I don't know what's caused all this.
I think you do.
There was an incident with that family.
There we go. Here comes the truth.
They went and hurt one of the girls in the town. The town
Which
got
family?
riled up and the mob
Which
set in on the
family?
house.
Which family, Robert?
What, in the house?
No, which family attacked the girl? Whose girl?
Family's long gone at this point.
What's the name, Robert?
Let me get the name real quick because I know who it is. I just
Okay.
gotta find it real fast here.
I was about to fucking push him again. You're lucky this is a GM pause, not a Robert pause. I would have fucking.
It was
Preacher putting the fear of God in this man.
I'll put fear something.
the Marigold girl that used to own the general store. She got hurt. One of the Cedarwood boys did it. They denied it. But look, it was a different time then. You know how people were. Colored folk hurting. Little white girl, they got riled up. They burnt the house down. Everybody in it.
Who's everybody? What families were involved?
Whole town was involved.
Whole town was involved. You didn't think to bring this up the second that old cedar started bleeding, Robert? You didn't think this was prevalent? And I'm going to slam my foot down and shake the bones again.
Okay, give me another roll.
You got it, big boy. 18. Hot damn.
And you can see him flinch. I mean, that's another 2 damage to him. He's taken 4 intellect so far. Look, this has nothing to do with those events. That's the past. That's dead and buried. That's long gone.
How do you know that? How can you be so sure about those assumptions you're making?
Because we've spent every damn year making things better for everybody else in this town and improving it. Now we're going to pause your scene right there. Everybody else, you were going where again?
The Harrisons.
The Harrisons?
En route, I'm
Yes.
going to spend an XP to get a vision.
Okay.
It's an intrusion.
Mm-hmm. You're going to do an intrusion for 1 XP? What do you want a vision of?
Hang on. Because
What's it give you?
I copied my intrusions. Hang on, let me scroll to it.
Just inviting
Sudden
the
vision,
Holy
a flash
Spirit.
of insight provides you with a clear answer or suggests a course of action with regard to an urgent question, problem, or obstacle we're facing.
And you
I
spent an
believe I
XP.
asked a certain horned creature a fucking question and I didn't get a straight answer, so I'm going to try to get a vision on the answer to that.
Well, the blood debt has to do with those deaths. And since you spent an XP and that's takes something from you. The Harrisons are just caught in the crossfire because the wits don't like them. All the troubles have centered around the wits.
Her eyes kind of, as she's walking, her eyes kind of stare off into the distance for a minute. And then she says, Marshall, we're wasting our time going to the Harrisons. They ain't got nothing to do with this.
Really?
No. They just mixed up in it because the wits don't like them. It has to do with these folks that died 50 years ago. I think they was murdered.
Oh, I'm pretty convinced on that from what I saw.
And the Harrisons weren't here 50 years ago.
That is correct.
They ain't got nothing to do with this.
They came here 20 years ago.
I'd agree, but there is one thing I do want to ask Mr. Harrison, just for clarification.
Understood.
It might connect.
I'll join you, but I just know they ain't got nothing to do with it.
No, I believe you. It's just
Where'd the
there's
preacher
something-
go to?
He said he wanted to look into something. Was going to meet us back at the square. It's been a while. I don't know where he went to.
What direction did he head? Do you remember?
Towards the church, I believe.
And that's on the north side.
Yeah.
All right, I think I know where he went. And she's going to keep following them.
Okay, and you arrive at the Harrison place. It's pretty actually funny. Charlie Joe's in the front yard weeding the plants of all damn things. That's what always comforts her, so that's what she's doing.
Lovey will
Mrs.
actually walk
Harrison?
up to her and ask, do you need some help, ma'am?
No, I got it. I'm just trying to get my mind off what happened. It's just, those boys, that was horrible.
I understand it was. No one likes to see a child like that at all.
If you're looking for Jace, he's probably in the house somewhere.
Yeah, I would like to speak with him if I may.
Just going up inside, and she
Uh-huh.
she's pulling up weeds and stuff.
I'm going to stay with her and make commentary on how beautiful her plants are, and I'm going to use the scientific names for the plants while I'm talking with her about it.
I will go over with Lovey, and I will gently place my hand on Miss Harrison's arm and activate Easy Forgetting to help her calm down just a little bit.
Okay, what's that power do again? Because I don't have them all memorized.
You touch a creature and say the proper words to reach into their mind. With a successful intelligent roll, you ease up to the last 5 minutes of their memory.
Okay. So go ahead and
just-
roll. Give me an intelligence roll. You can put effort if you want. I'm going to tell you, it's only a difficulty 2. You just got to get 6 or higher.
I got a 14.
That's enough. You're helping easing her pain a bit. She's calming down a little. She's a little less manic as she's digging up these weeds. The weeds shouldn't have been there, but a lot of things aged for some reason and time spent. Marshall, you go inside to find Jace. I assume Wade went in with him. What about Gertie? Gertie go in with the Marshal?
Gertie
I
was
believe
still digging.
Gertie's-
Oh, Gertie's still digging? Okay. Was Wade still digging? No?
No, we were done.
Okay. So you going in with the Marshal?
Mhm.
You find Jace inside the house. He's got a pistol belt on now. He's got a pair of Colts slung in it. And you see him wiping down a Remington shotgun, too. You weren't aware that he was armed like this, but
Expected.
how you doing, Marshall?
Oh, Mr. Harrison.
Don't mind this. I'm getting a
No,
bit
mind
tired
at
about
all.
what's
No,
going
mind at all.
on.
No, I understand. Given the circumstances here. I have a question for you. I pull out the card from my pocket. You happen to meet a man who identified himself by this card? Maybe asked you about selling some land.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, he came through about a month ago, he's wanting to buy up some of my property on the south end of town. Wanting to buy it up, run a railroad through here.
How do you feel about that?
I told him, get off my property. I'm not selling my land. This is ours.
I take it he probably gave you a really good song and dance show and offer on that.
He told me it's never a good idea to stand in the way of progress because when the train comes through, It don't stop for no one.
You know, oddly enough, I've heard that somewhere before. I think you did the right thing. I'm just kind of curious about that. I appreciate it. Thank you. How you holding up otherwise?
I'm
Kind of looks at
determined. This shit ain't gonna happen to me again tonight.
I understand the feeling like that. I'm trying to work things here so that it don't happen.
I'm gonna do what I can to make sure I'm one of the ones. I'm gonna survive the night. My
You
guess
wouldn't have
that's
to
the
know
only way
about-
to break it.
I hear you. You wouldn't happen to know about anybody else who this man talked with and made offers to?
He'd probably have hit the mayor's office. Might even have gone and seen that bastard, fucking Robert Witt.
I wouldn't doubt that. Anybody else?
Don't know. Nobody else would have told me, but between us and the Witts, that's most of the property around here, one way or another.
All right.
You know, I mean, I don't own the general store outright, but you know the truth of the matter, Marshall. I've got a vested interest in a number of the places around here.
I understand. Oh, you've been very helpful here. Thank you. If there's anything else you can recall about this man or anybody who was associated with him,
type.
let me know. Yeah, that's what I gathered. I already talked with the mayor's daughter, and he mentioned that.
Yeah.
Doesn't
You think
sound
he has
like a
something to
good-
do with
good
all
type
this?
of person. Well, that's what I'm trying to find out. He's kind of suspicious, and what I heard, he came up here pretty close to the Harvest Festival. So I'm just trying to get a good idea of things and how he might fit in.
Why are you here, Marshall? I got a question for you.
Sure.
You been hungry at all since this all started?
As a matter of fact, I haven't thought too much about food.
Neither have we.
That is an interesting thing.
I mean, this been this third day after all this, and I ain't eaten nothing in 2 days.
What's to Wade?
No,
Same
yeah.
with you there?
Yeah, now that you mention it, I just hadn't even thought
Yeah.
about it. But yeah,
Okay, I think I had a drink of water, but other than that, no, I haven't really been too hungry.
That
Or
ain't
do I
right.
feel hungry right now?
I mean, I ate something, but I wasn't hungry. I just did it because I felt I had to.
Right.
Wrote. Drank some water, but it didn't even, I don't know, it tasted different. Tasted
Yeah,
sooty.
I'm with you. Well, sir, I appreciate your time, and I might have some other questions, but otherwise, I think you've brought some answers that I'm looking for.
I'm glad it could be a help.
No problem.
If this all
Appreciate you.
starts again, I'd stay away from my place. I'm going to do what I can to make sure that we're not caught up in this crap this time.
I understand. I'm going to do what I can to see if we can put an end to this here, but more I can get, the more I can help out. You know
I'd
what I
be
mean?
much obliged.
All right.
I don't know how many more days
Thank you
I can
again.
take of this.
I understand that. In the meantime, do be well, and we'll probably see each other for much longer.
I hope we see each other in better circumstances, Marshall.
Here, here.
And you see him, he walks out with you as you go to leave the place, and he sets up on the porch. The shotgun not far from his reach, both pistols on his waist. By the way he's walking, you don't know when or how, this man is strapped 2 Colts to his waist before. He's quite familiar with 6-shooters. And you all come out and see him come, Lovey and Julia see him come out.
And Lovey's pointing to dandelions and saying, now, these leaves make a good salad. And if you take the flowers off and you wash them real good, bread them and fry them, they are amazing.
That's a good idea.
And remember, that other, and she points to the mugwort and says, telling you, dry that up. Anytime you have trouble sleeping, you add that to some lavender tea and drink it before bed. You'll sleep like a baby.
I'm going to need to do that now.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I ain't slept in days.
I know, dear. I know. So, but it'll take some time for that to dry. You want it dried?
Yeah, I'll go inside and do that.
Yeah. But trust me, weeds, a lot of them are just weeds because they annoy people for the flower beds. They still plants and they're useful.
I never learned all that stuff. I just like growing
Pretty things and nice foods.
Jay says we don't need it. We can afford to buy it, but it's part of me, you know, you got to grow your own garden. You plant your seeds where you are.
That's right. Grow where you are and grow your own. And
I'm feeling better after talking to you all. Thank you.
I would say stay safe, but I don't think we have much control over that.
And you can see that shadow flicker past her eyes again of the horror of what's going on.
Just try to keep your wits about you.
It seems like the one thing we can't keep.
Hold on to them for dear life. And
you see the Marshal and Jason, all of them come out.
yeah, and she'll kind of nod to Julia that we meet up with the Marshal and head on out.
Okay. And you all are going where? To the Witt house now?
Sure.
Sounds
And
good.
Wade's with us, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you just got to pass by Gertrude digging up bodies.
That's all right. We'll pick her up on the way. And okay, so I'm like, I look at the Marshal. I said, you get anything?
I got some confirmation on something that I was suspecting.
What was that?
Oh, our friend, the railroad man, and that he did approach Mr. Harrison
All right,
and
then.
was denied,
Okay,
essentially.
good to know. I'm not sure that one is the one, but could be.
You never know the connections there.
Could be. If it was meant for me to know, I'd know.
Mm.
But once we pick up Gertie, I'm curious about something.
Mm.
The last time I laid eyes on a spot that's one of my favorites to forage from, I could see the sun. Clear as day.
Mhm.
I want to see if I can see it again. Tell how much time has
Alright.
passed.
So you're going to
Alright.
invoke your Farsight Wreath again.
I'm going to wait until we get Gertie first.
Okay. Gertie has been digging. You found a total of 6 bodies. You don't know if you'll find more. There's still a lot of foundation, but they were big families, you know? You all find she's lined up skulls to keep, track of them.
Got 6 total.
You found 2 adults and 4 children so far.
Wow. Take a break, Gertie. Come walk with us.
Okay.
I wonder if them being murdered is the main reason behind what we're dealing with now.
Well-
I wonder if we'll find 5 kids total, like the Wits.
I don't think the Wits have anything to do with this. I'm sorry, not the Wits. The Wits, they've lost their children. The mayor expired the first time. That's 2 different families losing people. 2 different families that were here when this happened.
It's not just one from a family, though, necessarily.
Not necessarily. It's a blood debt. It may not be a 1-to-1 ratio.
Do we know why?
I imagine for how long the preacher's likely been at the Whit House, he'd be able to answer that.
Guess we'll find out.
But I'm pretty sure that Justice Cedarwood, Justice was likely not a title, not with this house. Too small for that.
Somebody named Justice.
Exactly. And
Mhm.
I'm pretty damn certain this wasn't an accidental fire.
I feel like if it was an accidental fire, some of them would have gotten out.
Exactly.
I remember something that come to mind here. Blood on the hands, blood of the innocent. Some quote that old Marshall Jefferson mentioned. Blood on the hands, blood of the innocent. Blood. I wish I could remember something about weight. Essentially, something about the weight of innocence being, well, attacked and murdered in general. Wonder if that might have something to do with our blood debt there.
How many guilty souls equal an innocent one?
How does it equate and how does it balance out?
Exactly.
Or
That ain't
maybe
for
it
us
don't
to
balance out.
decide. But let's head up to the Whit House to catch up with the preacher.
Okay, you're heading up to the Whit House.
And I'm going to activate my wreath once we get, as we're getting ready to start moving. She said, hang on, I'm going to check something. And she throws out her wreath and activates it.
When you look at this spot, you know it's under 3 feet of snow right now.
My goodness.
Deep in winter.
We in deep winter now. It ain't been 3 days that passed, more like 3 months.
That's correct.
3 months. Wow.
It's like we're in some kind of bubble.
What if we don't wake up the next day?
Then you're
What
dead.
if maybe we're dead for months, years? Maybe that's why things are aging, is we just don't. Well, I guess the food's not aging.
No, the
You been
food's
eating much?
fine.
You been eating very much, or wanting to eat much, Gertie? Lovey?
No,
That's-
not even after all this digging.
Not particularly.
Hmm.
I still
No.
make the food each day at the end, but it ain't getting eat much.
You keep making just more out of habit than.
Exactly. It's what I do. It's how I pay for my room and board.
So as you're heading up to the Whit House, we're flashing back into the Whit House. Preacher Green, did you finish your last statement? The housekeeper Minnie steps in the room. You lying fucking bastard. Even after all this time, you lying to yourself still.
Minnie, what do you know about all this?
Cottonwoods didn't hurt that girl. He did.
Cedarwood.
Cedarwood. He did. Blamed it on them. And he looks over at her. I don't know what you're talking about, Minnie. You're
Tell
talking about
us the-
stuff that don't know what's going on.
You're going to tell us the goddamn truth, Robert, and I'm not going to use Shake the Bones for this. I'm going to use Grasp of the Green. Full out. All 3 levels of effort.
Damn. Let me look and see what you got with Grasp of the Green.
I want him to know that he's being judged. I'm putting my foot down, and the moment I strike his marble, leaves and trees and shoots and everything that I can summon of the green, I wanted to come up out of my foot and to start just
They break
grasping
through
around
the
him.
floor. Under you. Under this house. Come up through it. They're not what you expected, though. These are not healthy like the green should be. They're blackened, dying, tainted by something, twisted by something. But they do come out to your call. Give me your roll, though. Let's see what you get.
Yep. 13.
It's enough to grab him. And unlike what you're expecting with the green, there's thorns on this. Long thorns digging into his skin. And Minnie just stands there staring, that accusing look, pointing the finger.
You see what you've done to my gift, Robert? I was a servant of the green, and you've turned it black like your soul, you vile piece of shit.
That little bastard.
Tell me the goddamn truth.
He killed the cedar woods, but he missed one. They were my cousins. And a curse is laid on this place for it. All of you will pay. All of you will die for what they did.
Minnie, can you tell me who the rest of them were so that we can put an end to this?
All the families in this town did it.
That's an awful lot of
Harrisons
people.
weren't here. They didn't do it. All the old families were in on it. They knew damn well Cedar Woods didn't do anything. They knew damn well because they covered it up afterwards. Why would they cover it up if they didn't know? They did it to protect themselves and protect his money. Now it's come due. It took me a while to find the means to make the deal.
Please let us walk in as she says that.
Well, it's funny because as you can hear her as you're coming up the steps.
Minnie, what deal did you make, Minnie?
Lovey opens the door.
I made a deal with the butcher, and the butcher's bill is due. And when she says that, you hear this time a train whistle in the distance. There's no train near this town. And the anger begins to rise again. And she's just sitting there smiling. Time to pay your debts there. And you all feel it build. And I'll let y'all have a talk before it overtakes you. And he's wrapped. You see him wrapped. Mr. Witt is wrapped in this shit. Wrapped in I mean, it's vines, but it's not right. Julia, you know this is of the green, but not of the green. The green don't have thorns like that. And sure the hell don't make them black vines that come out.
There's an awful lot of darkness in this town. And this piece of shit is responsible for a lot of it.
I made a deal with the one thing with a blacker heart than this man.
Oh,
I'm pointing at
it ain't
Robert.
the only thing. Trust me. And Lovey heads actually back to the kitchen to see if she finds a pot of tea anywhere.
You feel that building? Hey, Robert, you gonna kill your wife tonight. You gonna watch her scream. You can find there's already brewed tea back there.
Excellent. She's going to add some hemlock to it to create a deadly poison.
Okay.
If we... What kind of deal did you make? If we kill him, does this end?
This don't end for any of us. I made a deal to sell the land.
You don't own this land.
You know, when land is unowned, the railroad will take it.
You fool. If it's unowned, then he doesn't have to pay you for it.
This is my payment. I get to watch this town destroy itself day after day after day. for what they did.
And is this fair to the innocents?
There are no innocents in this town.
Really? What about all of us here? We're not part of this town entirely. We haven't been here that long. I don't live here.
Gertie's going to take her axe to her.
You going to take your axe to her? Go ahead. And as you're coming at her with the axe, she looks at you. Marshall, you picked the wrong time to come to town, I guess.
I'm going to also spend an XP for one of my intrusions. Hold on, I just had it up.
So while this, Lovey, you're going to go and feed hemlock to Robert Witt?
Oh, absolutely. He's restrained. I'm going to pour it down his fucking throat.
And you're coming back to see Gertie going after Minnie with an axe?
That's fine. Kill her.
Okay.
So I'm going to do an XP to induce fear.
Not that her wrath isn't justified. It totally is. And Lovey does empathize.
So you're going to induce fear?
Yeah, which means that my foes falter back. All their actions against me, including defense, are hindered for 2 rounds.
Okay.
If I use my 2 effort to level it up to a level 4 poison instead of a level 2, does it do more than 5 points of damage?
Makes it harder for him to resist.
Okay, then I will make it harder for him to resist.
But remember, they don't have pools. These are NPCs. They just have health bars.
Yep.
And he is a 70-year-old man, even if he doesn't look it.
Right, that's fine. That's fine. And I have 2 edge, so that means the 3 intellect cost is down to 1, right?
Yes.
Okay, so perfect. I will do that. I'll spend my effort to make it a level 4 poison because it's fucking hemlock. It takes all of 15 minutes to kill you. And she will walk in with this cup of steaming tea that smells almost a little spiced, like parsnip. And she's going to latch onto his jaw so his fucking mouth opens.
You can't move.
Yeah, and she's going to pour it right down his damn gullet.
Okay. Gertrude, give me your roll. What do you got?
Yeah, so I'm also doing 2 effort on this.
Okay.
Awesome. That is a 14.
You bury the axe in her. She goes down. Lovey's pouring this tea. And you all have set off the violence again.
And as she pours this tea, she looks Robert right in his damn eyes and says, "Hell hath a woman scorned." And she sits in the other chair and just watches as the poison takes effect and he can't breathe.
And then the carnage begins. The murders begin again. And the slaughter happens once more to this town. Though, as Lovey has found out, there's only 1 day left. When you wake from this one, it's the last day, according to that thing whose name sounds like Horned Head, but is not. And this is where we're going to end episode 3, as we slide next week into the finale. Now you know what's going on. The blood debt was the debt of the innocent. You know, you're in a time when there was a lot of open, blatant racism. And this town pays for it. I'd like to thank my players for this mystery they've been drug along so far. You picked up all the little information on the way. Minnie was there the whole time.
Mm-hmm. And she wasn't murdered.
Not once did I say she died. Mm-hmm. And her outfit was white and clean.
She claimed she wanted to harm herself.
Yes, she did, didn't she?
She lied.
The clue was there.
Mm-hmm.
Her outfit wasn't even dirty when you showed up, preacher. Mm-hmm. Wasn't dirty the first time.
Mm-mm.
Right under our nose.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, everyone. Viewers, thank you for coming. Please join us on our Discord. This is where the cast of this show came from. So you're aware. Ravnos Archon right now, this moment, has a casting call for Mage.
Oh, hang on. Our body went up.
It was when we started. Because I tested it before stream. I guess restart it. Zoom must be crashing the bot for some reason. I don't know.
Those bots.
Yeah. I'm going to switch it off that computer and move it to a different one. I'll move it to this one over here. That way I can manage it while we're streaming. Probably work better anyway.
Oh, you fancy now.
Yeah, I am.
Gotta give me a minute. It's
Yep, I'll let it go. While we're waiting for the bot to start, players, what do you think of the events that have occurred so far?
Gertie thinks she's 100% justified in that.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't get a watch. Like, yes, there are people who did it, but it's not like people like Julia. Like, it's
Even
not
as I
the
put in the
people
casting
here.
call, though, the town had a secret.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
The darkest thing isn't the inner dark sometimes. Sometimes it's what's in the hearts of men.
Oh yeah.
One man
absolutely.
in particular.
Mm-hmm.
And they covered it up to protect him
Mm-hmm.
because he was what? Rich and white.
And as
Always
he goes
follow
to
the
take his
money.
last gasping breath, she says, "Your line ends here."
It does, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So join us on the Discord. That's where we cast this from. We got a good group of people over there. There is an open casting call for Mage the Ascension, which is going to be run by Ravenous Archon, not by me, which means you get to see his kind of fuckery and not mine, which is a totally different kind of fuckery. Trust me, my fuckery is totally different than his. So yeah, check that out. You want to catch back episodes of this stream, of our other stream? We just had Changeling finish up. I'll be posting the video for that this weekend. So we got a lot of back content. You got your chance now to catch up on our Kansas City, because after next week's finale of this, the week after that, guess what? Kansas City's back.
2 weeks, y'all.
And as a matter of fact, next week Relent will get into schedule, a special stream on Wednesday. And then the Wednesday after that, Dark Ages is back, which reminds me I might want to get with the Dark Ages players to update what's happened in the intervening years.
Roll some dice to see what we've done.
Yeah, we might want to coordinate that. We have, I didn't get my normal break. I've been focused on other stuff. So
We can just play it by ear.
We
We're
can
good.
just fly by the seat of our pants.
I mean, that's how I do
Yeah.
all this. So, yeah, join us on the Discord. Pop over to our YouTube, catch our back episodes. If you want to see some Call of Cthulhu, where you can see Wade Gilpin there as a another librarian. He seems to like librarians. I don't know why, but he likes to be a librarian. So go check him over there on the Call of Cthulhu over at Ishval. You want to see some amazing content creators, which I'll get to give you all the shout out in a little bit here. But you'll see some at this table. Pop over to our friends list. Check them out. You want to get some studio merch. I know there's an Uncle Oski t-shirt from the Changeling game in the process of getting some imagery done for
It's getting designed. Junie is working on
it. Yep. And that poisoning bitch might need to have a t-shirt too. Because she just poured
This is some bull hockey.
She pouring a damn kettle of tea down dude's throat. And it was probably not cool tea either. It's probably hot tea. She don't care.
It was steaming. It was hot. She burned his damn throat on the way down. She's got no fucking sympathy for him.
Yeah. So
he's just a damn man.
Yep. So you're aware, just to give everybody the heads up, bits and donations that go to the players, not to the studio. It's a way to show your thanks to the players. If you want to give the studio, subscribe on Twitch. They'll take half. Fuck those pimps. You can go to our Ko-fi. They don't take half. Or if you're watching on YouTube, like the video, comment on the video, hit the notification icon, hit the subscribe button. All that drives up our engagement. We might make a whole $30 on YouTube. Maybe. Hey, TTRPGs are not a money-making affair, I can tell you that. So please, don't give money if you don't have it. The economy's still tight for a lot of people. I don't want people giving money they don't have. Make sure you're taking care of yourselves first. That's important. And now I can turn it over to my lovely wife for her to give the schedule.
All right. So coming up, tomorrow there's no stream. Not a one. Just as at a conference, I believe. So we'll be back on Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern with my brand new game I'm running called Monster of the Month. If you were here at the beginning of the stream, you saw the promo intro reel for it. You're going to see Wednesday from this table, Ravnos Archon in it. Next month, you'll see Lanhi. But I have an amazing crew of 8 players playing this monthly recurring game. Each session is going to be a single monster hunt. And basically, think of like supernatural TV show, Buffy the Vampire Slayer mixed with like Men in Black. Okay, that's how we're running this. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be a horror game, but it's also going to be a lot of fun. So you'll want to tune in Wednesday for the premiere of that at 8 p.m. Eastern. They're going to be hunting a snallygaster in Western Maryland.
The name Snallygaster. That's actually a legend in Western Maryland,
Yes,
too, though.
it
It
is.
actually is, but Snallygaster.
Actually, it's a legend not just in Western Maryland, but in surrounding states around that area, too.
At least she's not making them go after Goat Man
Nope.
No.
at Crybaby Bridge.
Because after that, we got to go for the chupacabra.
I know, right? That's probably on the list because
Chewbacca Cobra?
we're going to be we're basically going to be hunting down folklore in our series. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And then on Friday, join us here at 8 p.m. Eastern for the finale of this story of Old Gods of Appalachia, the Blood Debt.
I'm just waiting for you to send them to the Appalachian Mountains to hunt Mothman.
Trust me, it's on the list, but we need to travel around a bit before we come back.
Because then we can tie it into this one.
Yeah.
See? It's just a tie back to it. Let me go around the table, see what everyone's got going on. Mischievous Red, also known as Gertie, the one who just beats the hell out of fucking blank-eyed men with her bare hands and with an axe. I mean, she's just brutal. What you got going on?
You gotta protect people. I, like Shinky said, Mischievous Red, I stream on my own channel on Twitch every Sunday at 5, well, almost every Sunday unless I'm not feeling it, at 5:30, where we do some miniature painting, and then it'll be on Wednesdays, I'll be doing another stream, but I'm not gonna tell you the time, so you come here instead, because games are awesome. I'm also one of the co-founders of Huntsman's Hydra, which is like a TTRPG, just kind of hodgepodge, blog, merch, whatever. So check them out.
Seriously. Go to Huntsman Hydra. What is it? huntsmanhydra.com?
Mm-hmm.
And check them out. Red's been in a lot of games and been a good supporting member of our community. So go check out her site. Seriously.
Thank you.
Julia Lanhey, Sailor Lanhey, what you got going on?
Yes, I am Sailor Lonnie. I stream on my own channel here on Twitch. I will probably be streaming tomorrow, probably playing some Dead by Daylight. So you get to watch me run away from killers and hopefully escape. Maybe, probably not. And then I'll be back here next Friday because they can't get rid of me because I keep appearing in their games because I love them.
And you'll be here next.
We love you.
And you'll be here next Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yes, and I'll be here.
No, not next Wednesday.
month.
Hers is next month.
Oh, next month?
Next
Oh,
month,
that's
yeah.
right. You're in the next.
Because it's once a month, y'all. Once
You'll
a
be
month. That's
sorry.
what Mama
You'll be in the intro at least.
Yeah, she'll be in the intro.
Yep. So, you want to see Wade? You're any watch Call of Cthulhu when it's streaming? Not this weekend, but
Next weekend.
next weekend. Watch Tiss's stream next weekend. Watch him get into more trouble. Because he's a troublemaker, pushes buttons.
Mhm.
Marshall, you don't have anything else going on down there, do you, Ford? No? Okay, then we still got Preacher Green. Chew will love it, also known as Ravnos Archon, who again has an open casting call for Mage.
That's me, and that's true.
And it's
Get
not a
on that.
miniseries this time.
No, it's a full fucking chronicle,
It's a
y'all.
chronicle.
I don't know how I got talked into that, but yeah, hi guys, I do stuff on my own channel here on Twitch. I do Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition on Mondays. I alternate between Werewolf the Wild West and Legend of the Five Rings on Tuesdays, and I also alternate between 7th Sea and my own Old Gods of Appalachia over on Thursdays on my channel. Wednesdays you can catch me being the grump of a troll named Oscar Holst. That I have no idea why I got saddled with that Uncle Oski title. Or you can see me playing a lovable Lasombra scamp who has never done anything wrong in his life in the Dark Ages game. And Fridays occasionally when they put me in their Old Gods of Appalachia games to be murdered every night.
Yeah, over and over and over.
You know.
Yep. And as always, everybody, mental health. It's not a joke, not a laughing matter. Please take your mental health seriously. Take the mental health of others seriously. Check in on those around you, make sure they're okay. Sometimes it just takes a lifeline, somebody to show they care, to ask. Just to ask, are you okay? That's all it takes for some people. To show them somebody out there is willing to listen, okay? And if you suffer from mental health issues, like many of us do, first of all, it's okay to not be okay. There's nothing wrong with suffering from mental health issues. We all have issues. Everybody does. Whether they admit it or not, everybody does. But if you're suffering from mental health issues and you don't feel you can reach out to those around you, in chat or a list of numbers you can call or text 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And I know some people probably get tired of me hearing me say this every week, but I'm going to keep doing it every week. So please do that. And if you're watching on YouTube or you're not in the U.S., go to findahelpline.com. You can put in your country that you happen to reside in and get the helplines in your country. Because we're aware some people watch on YouTube and some people that watch our show are not from the United States. So we want to make sure they're covered too. Because it's not just about the U.S. It's about everyone's mental health, okay? And now I can turn it over to my lovely wife for her portion of the outro.
All right, y'all. Please, yes, take care of your mental well-being. We're getting towards the end of the deep winter and moving towards spring a bit. Here where we are, it really thinks it's spring. It hit like 75 degrees today. Ridiculous. But yeah, so take care of yourself. There is an end in sight to it if you suffer from winter seasonal depression, but do get help if you need it. And please, 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 please get vaccinated because holy shit, y'all. Yeah, no, it really, it won't stop you from getting the illnesses, but it definitely reduces symptoms to the point that they can be more easily managed outside of a hospital setting. So please get vaccinated, get your COVID shot, get your flu shot. Both of those still hospitalize people. People still die from those. So please. And COVID ain't going anywhere, y'all. The pandemic might be over as far as our government's saying, but it ain't going anywhere. It's a virus. We haven't even learned to cure the common cold. So... Seriously, it ain't going anywhere. It's just going to adapt year after year like the flu does and the cold does. So you know what? It's fine. But yeah, and make sure you're registered to vote, please. 2024 is a huge election, not just for presidential candidates, but also because the House has every single seat up for election. So please, 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 please make sure you're registered to vote. Do the thing. Fucking vote. Do not sit this out, please. Apathy and inaction is the same as voting. Really, it is in a way, but it's not going to get you what you desire. So...
And make sure you vote in the local elections, too.
Yes.
They're just as important.
Right, because I guarantee there's going to be local stuff on your ballot. So make sure you participate in that, too. Because it's real important, because the local affects your day-to-day life. Seriously. And also, if you are registered, check to make sure that your registration, one, especially if you live in a Republican state, hasn't been fucking canceled, that it's still active.
Mine was messed up, and I'm in a Democrat state. I changed my registration from Republican to Democrat last election, and mine came back this time as Republican again.
Yeah, so double check your registration. Make sure that it is active and correct. Please, you can do that on your state's voter site. So just look that up in a Google search and check your registration.
So it don't matter what type of state you're in, check your registration.
Please, because clerical errors can happen. And in some states, it's legit voter suppression. But, so literally double check. Said with love, because it is important. It's not just a civic duty. It is truly a civic responsibility. Take action to get what you want. Said with love.
And I'm going to officially say, as of tonight, ISC 2 reviewed my resume and approved my membership. I am now officially able to claim being a CISSP.
I'm so proud of you.
I can officially claim it. Before I just passed the exam, it didn't make me anything. I had to wait for them to approve my resume and my experience that qualified me.
And one last thing I'm going to say is happy birthday, Ravnos Archon.
Yes, happy birthday, Ravnos Archon.
Thank you.
For your birthday present, I got you murdered.
You did get me murdered.
You're welcome.
Yes. Thank you.
And let you abuse Robert Witt a bit.
Thank you. I'm glad that I got to abuse somebody.
That was fucking epic. I was like, damn, look at him go.
Preacher unleashing a little hellfire and brimstone, everybody. And
I love it.
if you think we're done, nope, we still got
Such a
one episode.
Baptist. Such a Baptist.
Yep, we've got one more episode left. What's going to happen in this last one? Now they know what's going on. How do they fix it? We're going to find out. We will see you next week. Good night, everybody.